All right, so today we're diving headfirst into Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yes.
It's time to rediscover that feeling, that magical spark, that moment where you realize life is so much bigger than what we see every day.
Absolutely.
And getting to experience it
Yeah.
all over again, right alongside Harry. It's going to be fantastic.
It's so true what you're saying about the beginning because, Rowling doesn't just throw us into like this fantastical, world of magic
Right
away, right? She plops us right
Yeah,
smack dab in the middle of ordinary, even boring
totally.
muggle life.
It's like, how many times have you been like going through your day-to-day and you're like, ugh,
Totally.
if only a little bit of magic would show up right about now.
I know. I have to tell you, every time, I'm not even kidding, every time a pigeon lands on my windowsill, I'm like, is this it?
Right.
Is this my Hogwarts letter finally arriving? But then we've got the Dursleys.
Oh, the Dursleys. They're the epitome of like, nope, everything's normal. Everything's fine.
Status quo.
We're just going to ignore anything that's even remotely out of the ordinary. Even if that means like shoving poor Harry into a cupboard under the stairs.
Right. But that's what's so clever, I think.
Yeah.
Because it makes that moment when magic does appear.
Yes.
It just heightens it.
Yes. It's that contrast.
Yeah.
It's like the buildup of like your favorite song and then all of a sudden, boom.
Exactly. And those little moments where things start to go a little haywire.
Yes.
Like when Dudley's hair turns pink or the gnomes in the garden, suddenly they're like, let's get out of here.
It's those little hints.
Yes.
Of magic that Rowling sprinkles throughout.
Exactly.
And it just makes you want more. And then there's Harry's scar, this constant physical reminder of the night his parents died, but also it's this big question mark.
And then there's that scene at the zoo.
Oh, the zoo.
Where things really start to, like...
Bubble up.
Yeah, bubble up to the surface.
Imagine this. Harry's stuck on a birthday outing with Dudley, right?
Of course. Yeah, poor Harry.
And he ends up having a full-on conversation with a boa constrictor.
With a talking snake.
A talking snake.
I mean, come on, that's amazing.
Right. What? And it's not just some random weird thing. This is like our first real glimpse into Harry's magic.
Exactly. Like, he doesn't even realize he can do it. It just happens.
It just happened.
It's like magic has a way of choosing you sometimes.
And then, bam, Rubeus Hagrid bursts onto the scene.
Oh, I love Hagrid. He's just like this breath of fresh air.
He's like a magical battering ram just smashing through the Dursleys' carefully constructed wall of, nope, everything's normal here.
Total.
And he just drops the truth bomb on Harry. You're a wizard.
I love that line.
And just like that, everything changes. Suddenly, it's like Harry's been handed this golden ticket to this whole other world, a world where he actually belongs.
And what's so powerful about that one sentence that you're a wizard is that it's about so much more than just magic. It's about identity. For the first time, Harry's learning who he truly is, where he comes from. It's like he's not this burden, this unwanted orphan that the Dursleys have made him believe.
And then, boom, we get hit with the truth about Harry's parents.
Yeah.
They weren't killed in a car crash like the Dursleys always said.
Oh, no.
They were murdered by Voldemort.
Yeah.
He is like public enemy #1 in the wizarding world. And with good reason.
Right. Like Voldemort's name sends shivers down your spine. He is the embodiment of darkness.
He's the reason Harry has that scar. The reason everyone calls him the boy who lived.
Right. Imagine just finding out you're a wizard.
So much to process.
And then, oh, by the way, you've got this, like, arch enemy.
The arch enemy out there,
Yeah.
It's a lot. But then there's this whole other world to explore, started with Diagon Alley.
Diagon Alley. Oh,
I mean, can you imagine?
it's amazing.
You stick your head through a brick wall.
Yeah.
And you find this bustling marketplace.
I know.
Cauldrons that stir themselves, broomsticks that fly, owls, everything.
It's magical.
So for you, what's the one thing that just screams Diagon Alley magic? It's not just about like stocking up on supplies, it's the whole vibe. It's like stepping into a whole other culture. But there's one place in Diagon Alley that always gives me the chills. Gringotts Bank.
Oh, yeah.
Guarded by goblins.
Goblins.
It's serious business.
Those goblins, they don't mess around.
Not at all.
They are fiercely protective of those vaults. It's like, when you think about it, Gringotts, it's like a physical representation of the history.
Yes.
The weight of the wizarding world. It's not just a bank.
Oh, no.
It's a fortress.
Right. And speaking of serious business, remember that whole thing with the break-in?
Oh, yeah, that was creepy.
The same day Hagrid takes Harry to get his money, somebody tries to break into a vault.
Vault 7 and 13.
Vault 713. What's in there?
Who knows? But it definitely makes you wonder, like, was somebody following Harry? Is there something more to it?
Right. Rowling's dropping those little breadcrumbs.
Growling.
Making us sweat a little bit.
Yeah, but speaking of magical objects,
Yes.
we can't forget about Ollivanders.
Ollivanders. The wand shop. It's not just picking out, like, a cool stick.
Oh, no, it's way deeper than that.
It's his whole mystical connection.
Right. It's about finding the wand that chooses you.
Chooses you. I love that.
It's like this magical dance between the wand and the wizard.
And Ollivander, he just knows.
He's got that twinkle in his eye.
He's seen it all.
And remember when he realizes who Harry's wand is connected to?
Oh my gosh, chills.
I get chills just thinking about it. I remember every wand I've ever sold, Mr. Potter. It just so happens that the phoenix feather from which your wand was taken gave one other feather. Just one. And it is very curious indeed that you should be destined for this wand when its brother, why its brother gave you that scar.
Talk about foreshadowing.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
we know Voldemort's bad news.
Bad news.
But that connection right from the start tells us that their fates are intertwined.
Oh, 100%.
Hmm.
Okay, but before we leave Diagon Alley, we've got to talk about Draco Malfoy.
Oh, Malfoy.
Harry's future nemesis.
He just oozes that, like, I'm better than you vibe.
Yeah, he's that kid in school who thinks he's too cool for everything.
Right. And it's that whole thing about blood purity that rubs me the wrong way.
Right. He thinks because he comes from this long line of wizards,
Yeah.
that makes him special.
Like, being a wizard isn't enough. You have to be a certain kind of wizard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But honestly, some of the coolest wizards, well, they come from all walks of life.
It's so true. Like, look at Hermione.
Exactly. And speaking of journeys,
Platform 934?
the Hogwarts Express. You run at a brick wall,
I know. What?
and you end up on this magical platform.
It's the best.
It's just brilliant.
The imagery.
It's like saying goodbye to the ordinary and hello to the extraordinary.
Exactly. And then, on the train, we meet the Weasleys.
Oh, I love the Weasleys. They're
Yeah.
like the ultimate chaotic good family.
They're the best. So full of life.
They welcome Harry with open arms. They've got his back from day one. It's like, who needs blood purity when you've got loyalty and friendship?
Right. Family isn't just about who you're related to. It's about who's there for you.
100%.
Yeah.
And then we finally arrive at Hogwarts,
Hogwarts.
this magnificent magical castle.
It's something out of a dream.
Portraits talking, staircases moving, ghosts floating around. It's incredible.
And then, of course, the Sorting Hat.
The Sorting Hat, I mean, talk about a personality test.
Right. No pressure or anything.
This ancient hat gets plopped on your head and decides your entire future.
Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin.
It's a big deal.
But it's not random, right? The hat sees something in you, something that maybe even you don't see yourself yet.
And remember that moment when it's Harry's turn?
Oh, yeah, I was on the edge of my seat.
The hat's like, Slytherin. But Harry's like, not Slytherin, please.
Not Slytherin, eh?
And it listens.
It listens. And that's such a powerful moment because it shows that even though destiny might nudge you in a certain direction, you ultimately have a choice.
It's about free will.
Yes, exactly.
Choosing your own path.
Even if it's the harder path.
But even in a castle full of magic and wonder, there's always a little bit of darkness lurking around.
Oh, yeah, and a lot of that darkness seems to be coming from Snape.
Snape. Professor
Or
Snape.
Potion's master.
With a permanent frown.
And a serious grudge against Harry.
He seems to have it out for Harry from the start.
Right, like what's his deal? Is it just because Harry's father was a bit of a troublemaker back in the day? Or is there something more to it?
And what about the mirror of Arised?
Oh, the mirror.
It shows you your deepest desires.
Your heart's desire.
And for Harry, it's his parents.
Uh,
Alive
Yeah.
and happy.
It's heartbreaking.
Right. To see how much he longs for that family.
Yeah. But, like Dumbledore says, it does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live.
Wise words.
We can't get so caught up in what we want that we forget to appreciate what we have.
Exactly. But things are about to get real. Because Voldemort is closer than they think.
And he's after the Sorcerer's Stone.
So, last we left off, things were getting intense. Voldemort's closing in on Hogwarts.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this whole Sorcerer's Stone mystery.
And remember, Harry, Ron, and Hermione, they're convinced Snape's the one after the stone.
They are on a mission.
They're like, we have to stop him.
Rules. Who
What?
needs rules?
Exactly.
They're like, we're going on an adventure and talk about an adventure.
Yeah, no kidding.
Each challenge they face.
It's like the Hogwarts professors planned this whole elaborate obstacle course.
All right.
Like, first you've got Sprout's devil's snare, teamwork, quick thinking,
Essential.
essential. Then there's Flitwick's flying keys. You got to have a little faith to get through that one.
And courage.
Oh, yeah, lots of courage. And then, oh man, McGonagall's giant chess game.
Intense.
Right.
He really steps up. A true friend.
He's willing to sacrifice himself.
I know, even if it means getting knocked off a giant chess piece.
Ouch. But they're brave, resourceful,
Oh, way.
and loyal. You gotta admire that. But then, just when they think they've cleared the last hurdle,
Surprise.
it's Squirrel.
Quirrell, I know, right? Potions master, always stuttering.
The one who's supposed to be teaching them about defense.
Right, and he's got this huge secret, literally.
Voldemort on the back of his head.
Who saw that coming? Nobody. And it all clicks. All of a sudden.
The troll in the dungeon. Gringotts. It was Quirrell all along.
Or was it? Because it turns out Voldemort was the puppet master the whole time.
Rolling the strings.
Whispering in Quirrell's ear.
Feeding off of him.
Kind of creepy when you think about it. But here's the thing. Voldemort. He underestimates Harry.
He thinks he can manipulate him.
He's like, Harry's just a kid. I can use him to get the stone. But Harry, he's got other ideas.
And that's where the Mirror of Arrest comes in again.
It shows your deepest desires,
Yeah.
right? But it also reveals your true nature.
Because why you want something, that says a lot about you.
Exactly. Harry, he's pure of heart. He just wants to protect the people he loves.
Voldemort, he just wants power.
And that's the difference. Love wins, you know.
As cheesy as it sounds.
It's true. It's that simple, really. And then there's the stone. Dumbledore, he's like, that thing's too dangerous to exist.
Can you blame him?
And poof, gone. And in the end, Harry learns that, even though he's been through a lot,
More than anyone should have to go through.
he's got people who care about him, real family, true friends,
Yeah.
and he realizes that he's strong enough to face anything.
It's a good reminder that even when things are tough,
There's always hope.
always.
Well, there you have it, our deep dive into the incredible world of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. It's a story about friendship, bravery, and facing your fears. But most of all, it's a reminder that magic exists, if you know where to look.
In the most unexpected places. So, we leave you with this. What would your story be? If you got that Hogwarts letter, what kind of magic would you discover within yourself? Keep seeking the extraordinary in the ordinary. Until next time.